and doing whatever sort of tekas we can before moving into the Yom Haatzmaut part of the program. And so as the first part, you have programs, and there are enough at least for sharing. As the first element of the program, I'll ask Mel if you could ask Rabbi Landsman to come. He's going to be saying a special kapitel of Tehillim, chapter right before Ashrei, which begins with the concept of war, and then concludes with building a peaceful and prosperous family with our children around us without suffering losses. So it's Tehillim, Kuf, Mem, Dalid. Rabbi Landsman will be saying it, and we'll be saying it together with him quietly.
David Baruch Adonai Tzuri Hamamed Yadai Lakra Etzbo Sar LaMilchama Chasdim Metzudatim Niskabim Fatili Magili Ubachasisi Harodei Dami Tachtai Adonai Ma'adam V'Tida'elu Benenol Fatachashvelu Adam Lahevel Dama Yamav Kitzel Over Adonai Hadshamecha V'Tirei Da Be'harim V'Yeshanu Pirok Barav U'Tifitzei Shlach Yitzecha U'Tumunei Shlach Yamcha Mimarom V'Tzei Nivatzileni Mimayim Rabbi B'Yad B'nei Nechar Asher Bihem Diber Sham V'Minam Yimin Sheker Elohim Yishir Chadash Ashir Alav B'nei V'Lasor Zamrulav Hanotei Tishua Malachim V'Seh David Avdom Necher V'Rapitzeni Vatzileni B'Yad B'nei Nechar Asher Bihem Diber Sham V'Minam Yimin Sheker Asher Baneinu Kiniti Migudalim B'Nureihem B'Notehem Kizaviyos B'Chutavos Tavnimecha Naziveno Mileim B'Fikim B'Tzelei Azei Tzonenu Mi'alifot B'Rubos B'Chutzoseinu Alufeinu B'Subalim B'Peretz B'Yosei B'Ein Tzilicha B'Chomoseinu Ashreyavta Kachalo Ashreyavta Adonai Eloha.
We're now going to call, now that he's not here yet, I can tell you that Rabbi Rebol, who is a good friend, has many, many talents, and so many that they're covered over by the fact that he's an administrator, but one of his many talents is in the area of music. And we want to say a Kel Malei Rachamim that will do honor and will penetrate the hearts of the Jewish people. We call upon Rabbi Rebol to say the Kel Malei Rachamim.
Kel Malei Rachamim Shochein Bamromim Hamtzei Menucha Nechona Al Kanfei Hashchina B'Malot Kedoshim Tehorim V'Giborim Kezohar Rakia Mazhirim L'nishmat hakdoshim shenilchamu b'chol marchot Yisrael b'machteret u'b'tziva hagana liYisrael nifga'ei hateror shenaflu b'milchamatam u'masru nafsham ma'akdushat Hashem ha'am v'ha'aretz ve'avur she'anu mitpalim l'nishmotehem lachen ba'al harachamim yastirei b'seter kenafav li'olamim b'tzror ha'chayim en nishmotehem Adonai hu nachalatam Began Eden tehem menuchatam V'yanuchu b'shalom al mishkevotam. V'ta'amod l'chol Yisrael zechutam. V'yamdu l'goralam. L'keitz hayamin v'nomar. Amen.
I'd like to call on Rabbi Amster to come up and read the Mishabera for the soldiers of Tzachar.
Mishabera Chavusin Avram Yisrael Yaakov V'yivarech es Chayalei Tzavah Hagdal Yisrael Holdim al Mishparatzeinu V'yorei Eloheinu Mikvul Halvonaviyam Midbar Mitzrayim Min hayom hagadol ad lavo v'avod ho'arovo V'yivosho ba'aviru v'yom Yitein Adonai eso yiveinu akonim aleinu Nikofim lifneihem HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yishmo V'yatzil es Chayaleinu Mikol tzoro v'tzuko Mikol negim v'machalo V'yishla berocho v'yatzlocho v'chomatza yideyem Yabez sonenu tachteyem V'yatrem b'kese Yishov V'yateres nitzochon V'kuyam bohem hakosuv Ki Adonai Eloheichem ha'olech imochem li'ilachem lachem Imo yiveichem lo shiaschem V'nomar Amen.
Please be seated. We're very grateful for the partnership of Yeshiva of Central Queens, the Landsmiths, the Rebel, the Spectre, and for the partnership of the Young Israel of Kew Gardens Hills and the Schoenfeld. We're grateful to Howard Schoenfeld for his technical prowess and all of his help with difficult conditions. Downstairs, you can't even see them. Preparing for us are Miriam Peskowitz, Carol Wittenberg, and others that I hope to be able to thank later. Now, just for a word of welcome, I'd like to call upon Rabbi Schoenfeld of the Young Israel of Kew Gardens Hills.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Rosenberg, and your partnership with us, with your shul, Congregation Etz Chaim, and our Young Israel of Kew Gardens Hills, with a number of community events and efforts is greatly appreciated, including most recently our Yom HaShoah, where your rabbi and many of your congregants were present. And we share this tonight's event as well, and I'm very glad to welcome a number of our members that are here this evening. Usually a halacha is quite clear, and they make machlokes and how we get to the point, but usually it's quite clear what has to happen on a particular night or particular day. When it comes to certain areas, it's a little fuzzy. One of those areas is Yom Sheni Shel Yantiv, second day Yantiv in Eretz Yisrael. What do you do? You come to Israel. What do you do the second day? And I always tell people that depends which rabbi you ask, depends when you ask, and that rabbi himself depends if you ask him in the morning or ask him in the evening. The halacha is always something different. It's a surprise to everybody. For whatever reason, it's not now the discussion. It's unclear. Now it's morphed into Yom Haatzmaut as well. Today's Yom HaZikaron. Tomorrow is Yom Haatzmaut, as celebrated in Israel. But really, today is Hayir, when Yom Haatzmaut should be celebrated. Our shul, which I have a feeling is not what your shul is, we said holiday this morning, and tomorrow we want to say Tachlis. So it's a little bit confusing, and we don't know quite how to treat it. Today is, we said Halal, but on the other hand, we know that it's Yom HaZikaron. But the day of the Hayir is something that has to be marked. It's our feeling that so be it. And yet I come here and I know it's Yom HaZikaron still, and it's properly commemorated. And the fact that you have Yom HaZikaron preceding Yom Haatzmaut is very telling about the Jewish people. Before we celebrate with great fanfare, we have to pause and remember those who made that day possible. I was listening to a radio program on Sunday called Religion on the Line. There's a pastor, there's a rabbi, and the pastor was saying the marvels that in Israel, the secular Israel, they have their Independence Day preceded by Memorial Day, whereas in our country, it's Memorial Day is the end of May, and Independence Day is in July, and never the twain shall meet. But it's unique to the Jewish people that we pause to remember those who made it possible. So today is indeed a very, very special day, especially because even the most secular amongst us recognize the sanctity of the day. There's a spiritual dimension of the day, and there's a spiritual dimension of the day tomorrow as well. And I think you say it's a Yom HaZikaron for the soldiers. Unfortunately, in Israel, every person walking the street is a soldier as well. And there have been martyrs of people just sitting in a pizza shop. And they're not soldiers, and perhaps they have to be treated different than soldiers in their memory, but they're all Kedoshim, and they're all there for a very sacred purpose. So very gratified to take part in this Yom HaZikaron that we have at the moment, the transforming Yom Haatzmaut. It's something that we have to appreciate, that we have such a concept with us, and we have to appreciate that only highlights how great the celebrations tomorrow, that we're able to build on the sacrifices of the past and move to a brighter future tomorrow. So thank you, Rabbi Rosenberg, and thank you, Congregation Etz Chaim, for making that celebration like the next few months.
Thank you, Rabbi Schultz. I'm sure that I could find people who would find fault with a congregation that says Hallel on the day when in Eretz Yisrael it's Yom HaZikaron. I choose not to find fault. I choose to find partners. And I choose to see how much our shul and the Young Israel and YCQ have in common, because in my mind it doesn't matter as much exactly how you're celebrating. I would be grateful simply to know that every Jew feels that Yom Haatzmaut has to be observed in some way. And I would go further, that if they simply understood that when a group of Jews, a large community of Jews, is observing something, even if you don't necessarily think it needs to be observed that way or that day or in that exact variety, it's something to be respected. And it's something not to schedule against either. I hope we reach that point. And I think that's exactly why my eye was attracted to a very short post by Elyashiv Reichner. Elyashiv Reichner is a religious reporter. He wrote the biography of Rav Amital of Yeshivat Har Etzion. I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to invite in the choir. I would like you to know what will happen once we invite in the choir. We're going to enjoy the choir, and then the adults will stay here, and they'll have their program, which involves a short video and Rabbi Jachter. I don't think Rabbi Jachter needs my words of introduction, but he is one of a kind. He has made halacha accessible to people and methods of halacha accessible to more people than almost anybody writing today. He was telling me about a new literary project that is coming out just over the summer, and it's something that we're all going to want to read. He is a Talmud Chacham. He's an orator. He crosses boundaries Latova, being the Rav of a Sephardic shul, while being an Ashkenazic Talmud Chacham. And we're very grateful that he's agreed to speak this evening. But while you're listening to him, I hope that as many of the children from grades 3 and upwards will come downstairs with me, and will play on the chidon, they're almost guaranteed to walk away with a prize. I don't want to promise, but we have a lot of prizes and nothing to do with them other than give them away. Here is the post from Eliashiv Reichner. And the one name that I forgot to thank you for was Bernie Schindler. You'll remind me if I didn't remember others. Shlomo Harosh Zal, Haya Haganan Shel Achuzat Kvarim Shel David Ben Gurion V'Ishto Paula. This gentleman, Shlomo Harosh, of blessed memory, was the gardener for the part of the cemetery where David Ben Gurion and his wife Paula are buried. Midei Boker Hu Haya Nosea Mibeito B'Yerucham. That's where Eliashiv lives. Every day he would travel from his home in Yerucham lechelkat hakever hasmucha lemidreshet sde boker umashkifa al nachal tzin. He would travel to the cemetery every single day. Acharei shehaya gozem et hasichim menachesh et ha'asavim mashke et ha'tzmachim umenake et ha'kvarim. After he did every part of the process of keeping the graves neat and honored, היה הראש מדליק שני נרות זיכרון בשני הקברים של ראש הממשלה ורעייתו. He would light 2 memorial candles, one for each kever. יושב לצידם, he'd sit down next to them, וקורא פרקי תהילים לעילוי נשמתם. And he would say Tehillim for the elevation of the souls of the first Prime Minister of Israel and his wife. הראש עלה ארצה ממרקש, or Marrakesh, שבמרוקו, יחד עם אשתו סוליקה וילדיהם, הישר אל ירוחם שבנגב. He made Aliyah from Morocco with his wife and children and went straight to Yerucham in the Negev. משפחתו השתייכה לדור החלוצים המייסדים של העיירה. And he was one of the founders. בשנת 1973 הוא שכל את בנו שנפל כחייל במילוי תפקידו בסיני. And he lost one of his sons who fell in the Sinai in 1973. את העולה הדתי ממרוקו שהגשים את חזונו של הזקן ביישוב הנגב, לא הטריד מה היה אומר בן גוריון האשכנזי והחילוני על הטקס הדתי שהוא מקיים מדי יום על קברו. It didn't bother this religious Moroccan Jew what Ben Gurion himself would have said about the religious ceremony he did each and every day and his graveside. להרוש לא היה אכפת אם מייסד המדינה הוא דתי או חילוני, אשכנזי או ספרדי, חבר קיבוץ או תושב עיירת פיתוח, הוא היה יהודי, ראש ממשלת ישראל, והראש ראה זכות גדולה לתחזק את חלוקת קברו ולומר תהילים לעילוי nishmato. Didn't matter to him that the founder of the country, whether he was religious or secular, Ashkenazic or Sephardic, a member of a kibbutz or a development city, he was a Jew. And therefore, this Moroccan Oleh saw it as a great privilege to take care of his grave and say Tehillim every day for his neshama. הסיטואציה הזאת של העולה ממרוקו ממיישבי הנגב, אב שכול, מדליק נר ומתפלל על קברו של ראש הממשלה הראשון. גם היא תמצית הישראליות. This situation, this vignette of a Jew, an Oleh from Morocco, living in the Negev, bereft of a son, lighting a candle and praying on the grave of the first Prime Minister, that itself is the essence of what it means to be an Israeli. And with that note, we'll call upon the choir of YCQ under the able leadership of Ms. Tavi Becker.
you know, if I make it louder there, I can make it louder there, it works.
Thank you. Mashiach
We have a round of applause for the wife.